Hey there, everybody. This is Magnum Pi. I'm here with Dark Templar, Vahilo, Teku, and Golgotha, and we are Initiative Zero, and we're going to play some Second City Chronicle. We're going to continue with our story, The Tale of Two Cities, in this next chapter. Again, this is Chronicles of Darkness. It's horror, mystery, all that sort of good stuff, and yeah, we've been doing this for quite a while now. How are you guys doing out there?
Oh, very good. Very good.
Not too bad.
Well,
Yeah.
It's really hot.
It is
really,
very
really
hot. It is indeed very hot.
Incredibly hot.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yes, it
yeah,
is.
generally.
Oh.
Yeah, today was a killer.
Yeah.
I just hid in my basement for the day.
Kinda like Charlie Ann, am I right, Golgotha?
I don't even know what you're talking about. Golgotha is not obsessed. Grayson is. Golgotha's fine.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's been living in his
Sure.
basement.
Yeah.
Actually,
Staring at
and
pictures
all-
of Gal Gadot.
Anyways.
Cool.
Went
All
off
right.
the rails, but okay.
Yeah. What rails? Where we go, we
I'm not
no rails, right?
There's no obsession. No obsession.
All right. So when we last left, you guys had done some meditation at a kind of a special session at the Pui Tak Center, and Ascended Master Chalian showed up. She wasn't meant to be there, and it wasn't scheduled to be there, but she was there. And you had a special session with her in the back, and it even included two that had never been there before. And that was after you had related to David Wei at the restaurant the kind of goings-on that you've experienced lately, and kind of telling him all about the book and how you guys found it and where it came from and what happened to Albert and all of that stuff. And then you guys had that encounter with Chao Lian, and she charmed the three of you. Elliot, you took off and booked it out down the road.
Yep.
Whereas
I'm not going to simp for that woman.
Wow.
not going to
Nice.
simp for that woman yet. But so the remaining three were charmed. Christopher resolved the charm. You guys all drank from the communal bowl, and it has an effect on you of drawing you closer to her. And you guys, we left the last session with you guys walking out of the Pui Tak with David Wei. He was going to bring the remaining three of you, well, at least Grayson, if the other two tag along, cool, down to meet somebody that can help Grayson with his problem. One of his problems.
I have many problems, but this is a pretty significant one.
Yeah. So,
He's supernatural, not a miracle worker here.
that's right. Yeah.
Well, I'm only asking to deal with the one. The possession, good. My father issue is completely different.
Exactly. So, Vinnie, Christopher, what do you guys want to do? David doesn't even say anything. He just presumes you're going with him and begins to walk north down the street there, Wellington, to the intersection with Cermak. Now, your cars could very well be parked across the street there because there's a big parking lot there. So,
Yeah, I'm gonna go check it out.
okay.
I was going to go follow after Elliot.
Okay, cool. Do you want to be surreptitious about that, or do you want to just be like, hey guys, I'll check you later?
I think under the radar would be better.
Okay.
Like, I'm going to hit the bathroom and then definitely not hit the bathroom and just kind of skate to the door.
Yeah, I mean, you guys, when they go left, you could go right,
Yeah.
Yeah, so just give me I'm going to say it's a wits plus stealth. You're kind of thinking quickly, looking for that opportunity, right?
It's stealth. Sweet. Peace.
All right, 2 successes. I'm just going to see. You guys that are there, Vinnie and Grayson, you can give a wits plus composure to see if you notice Christopher slipping off.
Okay.
And I'll roll for David here. So, Grayson, you notice Christopher turning and going the other way.
Hey, where are you going?
And I'm gonna just wordlessly kind of not finger wag, because that's entirely too parental, but give the hand gesture of no, just go fix your shit. I got to go this way right now. There's a thing
Okay.
out of place.
Oh, okay, sure. See you tomorrow, maybe.
Good luck. I believe in you.
Okay.
I
Well,
do too.
yeah, David looks to see who what's going on, because you guys are talking, and he says to Christopher, "You won't be joining us."
No, I have an issue which needs to be attended with a friend.
Very well.
And I'll say, good luck, Grayson. I hope you find the answers you're looking for.
Yeah, ditto. Same, me, yeah.
And I'll say,
absolutely.
and I'll look back at David and thank you for your hospitality this evening.
Of course. Thank you for coming. We look forward to seeing you again.
I look forward to being seen. Thank you. Good night. Bye.
Okay.
And then, hard left.
I'm gonna think, wow, that was awkward even for me.
You're going to think that out loud, eh?
No, I'm thinking it to myself.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's the power of roleplay right there.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
Yeah.
That's the power of roleplay. That's right. Okay,
Yeah.
So cool. Then you head off, Christopher, and Vinnie. You're still sticking with them, and Yep. So David leads you guys down to the corner, and of Wentworth and Cermak, and which is basically where the big Pui Tak Center building is. The Onlyong Merchant Association building is what it actually is called. That's located right on the corner. And he turns left and brings you up Cermak. And you walk for about 3/4 of the block. It's snowing now, fairly heavily. The big kind of wet flakes that you find in around the Great Lakes. Not the tiny little granular snow, but the big heavy wet stuff. And it's kind of sloppy on the ground. Your footsteps are making kind of that wet rubber on pavement kind of sound. And he walks you to what appears to be an herbalist shop of some sort. There's not a shred of English to be seen on there, except for the occasional, you recognize like the occasional Latin characters on some sign posted somewhere. And
Right.
it's only open till 6, but David pulls on the door handle and the bells ring as he holds the door open for you.
I'm just gonna look in and look at him and then walk in.
All right.
Yeah, I'll walk in.
Cool. And he follows behind you. Immediately, what hits you are the strong scent of a variety of different herbal remedies and different, even different types of concoctions. Like it's a very pungent thing as you walk in. You can even taste some of the scent, right, as it just kind of saturates you. And the front counter is empty. The lights are out. David locks the door behind him, and he says, "We'll be going into the back."
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna say lead the way.
This is safe, right?
He says yes.
I line up
safe.
first.
Perfectly safe. Anyway.
Yeah. Does Vinny have any idea what's going on?
No, I don't think so.
So Vinny's just for the ride, basically.
Yeah.
I'm just along for the ride.
Cool. And you go through into the back, and in the back is a it's kind of what you might expect for an herbal shop. There's stacks of different boxes there's just things stacked upon each other almost haphazardly, but they all seem to have been cleared away to the side, and sitting on a chair, smoking a long pipe, is a older man, possibly close to 70, short gray hair and a thin mustache. He's sitting there. There's one other chair sitting across from him, and between the two chairs is a small table that has a little tablecloth with tassels and a number of different paraphernalia, like a jade disc, or torque, those sorts of things. A variety of different stuff there. You're a religion guy, right, Grayson?
Yeah. It's what is my degree? Yeah, something like that. It is a
academics,
yeah,
religion
yeah,
is one
yeah,
of your specializations.
yeah. History and religion. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, give me a wits plus academics with that religion specialization.
Wits plus academics. All right, just a second here. Wits plus academics. That is going to be a 9. And it is going to be a +1. I have a pretty good idea.
Yeah, I'd say so. What you notice is that the things that he has on the table are very much related to the Taoist religion. Looking around, you see even hung over some of the boxes are sort of tapestries with particular Chinese characters painted on them and the like. Again, the trappings of the Taoist religion. And David steps forward and bows very low. He bows very low to this man. And he speaks rapidly in Cantonese, and the man nods his head. David turns and says to you, Grayson, this is Mr. Chen. He's well versed in a variety of traditional treatments, like Zhang Fu, acupressure, Qigong, a number of non-modern remedies. But you have a non-modern problem, I think.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Mm-hmm. And he kind of motions you toward Mr. Chen.
Okay, I look at him, look at Mr. Chen, look back, and then kind of slowly walk over and, is there a chair that I'm supposed to take?
And David says the proper etiquette would be to bow to him first.
Oh, of course, sorry. And I'll bow just as low as David did.
Yeah, and David looks over at Vinnie. Kind of gives you a look.
Once I realize everybody's looking at me, I'll bow too.
Yeah. And Mr. Chen motions to the chair across the table from him.
Okay, I'll kind of gingerly, slowly sit down.
And he takes the pipe out of his mouth. Says, you've had a run-in with spirits.
Yes, yes, I have.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of spirits in Chinatown. A lot of spirits in Chicago. They all have fire in their eyes from the Great Fire. Do you run with the spirits?
I'm sorry?
Never mind, he says. Tell me about the spirit.
All right. Okay, so just to facilitate time, I will describe what happened in the experience when we went through the vents.
Okay.
I will leave nothing out.
Okay. And he says, when it reached for you, just as you were leaving, what did you feel?
I actually I can't quite remember what I felt. I felt it disappeared. I mean, it grabbed onto me. I expected it to grab me.
No, emotions. Emotions in here, and he points to the center of his chest.
Fear. Like we were terrified.
Has it ever made you feel anything else?
Yeah. And I'll describe some of the instances over the course of the past several months that I've been able to maybe attribute to this in retrospect.
So, lust and fear.
Yes. Maybe anger.
And did it?
Anger too.
Possibly your anger too, and it shifts between a cheerleader and a football player.
Yeah.
Strange American spirits.
Well, the characters don't even really exist. Apparently, I did research. They were just comics in a 1960s yearbook.
What you have clinging to you is not a ghost.
No, what is it?
A spirit of lust and fear.
Okay, how it's made me do things I didn't want to do. Is it one spirit or two?
Could be two. Could be one.
How do I get rid of it?
Do you want me to drive it out?
Yes, I do. Absolutely, I do.
All right. What's your integrity right now?
My integrity is currently 4.
Okay. And he, what's your vice and your virtue?
My virtue is purposefulness, and my vice is cynicism.
Okay. So he's going to call on your purposefulness, which is he needs you to. He says getting rid of these sorts of things first require you to still and focus your mind, concentrate on your higher self.
Okay.
We need to meditate. You need to stay calm.
All right.
You need to focus here, and he points to the jade. Keep your focus there.
Okay. Like a laser.
You channel your higher self. And we work the ritual by keeping you focused. Your purpose is to be free of him.
Yes.
Did you ever encounter people like that when you were in school?
Like what?
Big
People are
football
purposeful
player,
or
attractive cheerleader.
of course. I went to school in Chicago.
How did they make you feel?
The big football players, if there were bullies, they kind of made me nervous, and if they were the hot cheerleaders, I thought they were attractive.
They didn't make you nervous either? If you got attention from them?
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, I wasn't, I was reasonably popular in school. I mean, I wasn't one of the athletes, at least one of the football players. I was in the track team, but, I was more academic, but yeah, I wasn't certainly nervous around them.
Well, you need to not be nervous. Focus.
Right, I could do that.
You two leave, he says to David and Vinnie.
Okay, I'll go step out.
So, Vinny, this has got to be kind of weird to you right now.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. All right. So, both you and Mr. Chen will get to roll. You need to roll resolve plus composure, +2 for your virtue, -2 for your integrity. So,
Okay.
you just get to roll resolve plus composure.
All right. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Hey, no whammies.
All right. And this is Mr. Chen.
You were the man, Chen.
And this is the entity.
Oh,
So, nothing changes. And he says, this is a strong spirit. We need to spend time finding out its weakness. Every spirit has something that will drive it away. Every spirit has something that can injure it. We need to find out what that is. I will do research. You will do research. We meet again tomorrow night. Same time.
all right. All right.
Oh, and Dr. Bridger. And
Yes.
Yeah, you never told him your name.
Oh, that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yes.
he says, this isn't free.
Of course. Of course.
But payment comes in a way that you might not expect. And he kind of smiles and picks up his pipe and puts it back in his mouth.
If I'm free of this, it's worth it.
And he nods. Look for its weakness.
All right. I'll do that. Thank you.
All right.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Cool. All right, Vinny, you stepped out with David. Is there anything you wanted to talk about?
I just want to ask David what's all of this about.
Mr. Chen has a way with things that are not of this world.
And Grayson?
Grayson is under the control of something not of this world.
Obviously.
Mm-hmm. And we want him free of that.
So what happens next?
Well, if it works, he's free for a small period of time. If it doesn't, then they'll try something more powerful.
He's only free for a small period of time?
Oh, it depends. It depends. But Mr. Chen has lots of contacts. He can find somebody that can get rid of that spirit but it will cost more. But Grayson will be of better use to us if he's free of that.
Interesting.
What did you say?
Okay. I said interesting.
Yes, wouldn't you say that it would be better?
I suppose so.
Mm-hmm. And after you wait a little while, Grayson comes back out. Well, did it work?
No, it's very powerful. Apparently, we have to figure out what hurts it.
Hmm.
So I'm supposed to come back tomorrow around the same time.
Be on time. Mr. Chen does not like to wait.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hmm. And with that, David walks to the door and walks out.
Yep. So I'm going to follow.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm going to as well. So as we're walking, so Vincent, I don't think I was really clear on what was happening there. I apologize.
I figure you have a lot of skeletons in your closet that you're not saying to anybody.
Well, it's not a matter of skeletons. It's a matter of something that happened. And
Sorry, ghosts.
yeah, apparently. Christopher and I actually were. So I'll kind of give him the short version of what happened. Essentially, not just leaving out the unimportant stuff, and just kind of say, and since then, this is what's been happening. So that's the reason why I wasn't there when your shop. Next thing I remember was regaining consciousness in this neighborhood.
Right. Okay. I'm just going to turn and start walking towards where I parked my car.
All right.
Okay.
Grayson, I need you to contest with a resolve plus composure roll here.
Resolve plus composure?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
All right. And Vinnie, as you're walking kind of in the different direction than Grayson, you're headed back to your car. Grayson's headed back to his. All of a sudden, you hear Grayson call back over and says, "Hey, you stupid fat, come back over here."
I'm going to turn back to Grayson and just give a Robert De Niro. Are you talking to me?
And Grayson kind of looks a little smug. Says, "Yeah, I'm talking to you."
And what makes you think you can talk like that to me?
Well, it got your attention, didn't it?
You're going to get a lot more than my attention in a little bit.
And he takes 2 steps toward you.
Yeah, I'm still walking towards him.
Okay. And says, "Listen. And listen close. If your friend tries to get rid of me, things are going to get really ugly for him. And probably you and your other 2 friends as well."
Oh, are you the little bitch that's in his mind right now?
And he's like, "I'm not in his mind.
What are you then?
I'm somebody that could actually be useful. Especially when you're hanging around werewolves."
How can you be useful?
What's your defense?
3.
Cool. All right. He hauls off and decks you one. Harder than you might imagine Grayson could hit you. You take 2 bashing damage. And Grayson, you are now back in control of your body. Your hand hurts, and you notice that Vinny's got a nice red mark on his cheek.
I'll swing back.
You're swinging back?
Oh, fuck yeah, I am.
Okay, cool. There we go. So switch on your sheet, switch over to
an
switch
attack
over to
roll.
Yeah, switch to attack roll. Make sure you're unarmed. And so Grayson is probably not going to be able to defend himself because he's.
Oh yeah, I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, basically just caught off guard. Yeah.
Well, and I was thinking like, this guy just I'm seeing Grayson slug me.
Yeah.
I'm not happy about that. Can I throw willpower into this?
Yeah, and you can do an all-out attack as well. You won't be able to defend yourself on his next attack, but it'll give you 2 additional dice.
No, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to put willpower.
Okay, drag it out.
Because like you're coming at me. I'm not going to take that.
All right. There you go. You also take 2 bashing damage there, Grayson Bridger.
I'm just going to stand there, well, not just stand there. Probably knocked me on my ass.
Well, you staggered back probably.
Yeah. Vincent, what the hell?
You're coming at me thinking that you can pull this hole, that you're possessed, and talk to me like that?
What are you talking about?
You come at me again and you're going to get it.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, then, if you're possessed, let the other guy talk right now.
What are you talking about? Control this?
Then if he's in control, come on out of there.
I don't want this to come back.
Well, maybe I do.
It's not a fucking game.
Well, if he shows up and he's wanting to throw down, he's going to get it. You're going to get it. I'm going to turn around and start walking away again.
What are you going to do, Grayson?
Just stand there a little bit, check my mouth, how badly I'm bleeding.
You're not really. You might have a small cut in your mouth, but nothing worse than like biting your tongue or biting your cheek. You only took 2 bashing. Heals up in about a half hour. So
I'm going to shake my head and walk back to my car.
all right, cool. All right, we'll jump over to Christopher and Elliot. Christopher, you're doing the light jog looking for Elliot?
Yeah, I'd probably also rely on modern technology. Send a text, maybe.
I suppose. Cool. Elliot, where are you heading to?
I'm heading to a late coffee shop.
A late coffee shop. All right.
Yeah, like some type of coffee shop.
Recently deceased coffee shop. Okay, cool. All
Not about
right.
that, but like, where there's like some struggling, writers and stuff. Before the mention of AI.
Cool. So you get a text from Christopher.
What does it say? Big text.
Oh, I'm just trying to find you.
I'm going to text back. Aren't you still schmoozing with the creepy people?
I'll try and call him because I don't have time to do the 8,000 button pushes it's going to take.
All right, fine. Yeah, recall. Sorry. Like, what's up, man? What do you want?
Say, hey, that's like really obviously a cult, right?
Yeah, thanks for trying to get me to drink that shit, man.
Yeah, sorry for that. That was I don't know. That whole place is weird. That woman, there's something about her.
Yeah. There's something about that entire place.
Well, yeah, but I think the whole thing hinges on her. Without her, I don't know. It's just a place.
Sure, I don't really know who that person is, but that whole place is. I don't know. That other guy was pretty messed up too. He was like tailing me and everything. But I don't think it's just her.
Which guy?
I don't know. One of those Asian guys.
Yeah, I don't know. Vinnie and Grayson seem really on board with this whole place, and I don't know. It's throwing bad vibes. I'm not liking it.
Sure.
Like
But you still wanted me to drink that thing, so you're
I'm
kind
sort
of
of-
under the influence. It seemed like.
Yeah, I'm not in a place to dispute that really. I think I'm done going there willingly. But I'm worried about the other two. I don't know. I'm worrying about how influenced they are at this point, because this is the first time I've gone backstage, as it were. The first time I went there, it was just meditation and then almost like a lecture. This was different, but they had gone backstage before, so I don't know how many times they've, I don't know, participated in whatever that was.
Yeah, I don't know either, man. But yeah, I have no idea. I'm not as worried. I'm sure they're adults that can figure out their own shit. But
Well, I don't know, man. Like, having been there myself, I would have figured I was an adult.
mm-hmm.
So, I mean, for what it is, I owe you an apology. But like that, I don't know. That was almost beyond me.
Fair enough.
But I don't know. Is this worth like an intervention?
I don't know. I don't think so. Like I said, they're adults. They got to figure out their own shit, man. I got things to deal with today. I've seen way too much shit, and that was just the last straw.
What's going on?
Too much. Too much to talk about right now. Just kind of trying to get through the rest of this day. It's been weird, like I said earlier.
Yeah.
Been a day. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I mean, if there's anything you need from me, let me know. But I mean, from the sounds of it, you're just looking to fly solo, so maybe I'll leave you to it.
Yeah, I kind of need a night, for myself. Thanks, though. Appreciate it.
Yeah. No, fair enough. That's fine.
Okay.
All right. I'll catch you later.
Yeah. Quick.
All right. So what's the plan now there, Christopher?
All right. Well, Elliot's been checked in on. I'm still spooked by the whole thing. I might continue to head away from the Pui Tak
Mm-hmm.
and just, I don't know, shoot a text to the other two and ask them to reach out when they're finished whatever it is they were about to go and look into.
Okay. Cool. And Elliot, what are you doing now that you've had a phone call at the coffee shop?
Yeah, I'm really kind of steady my nerves a little bit. I'm going to order a coffee, obviously, from the waiter or waitress instead of, who is it?
Yeah, sure. Waitress.
And just gonna kind of settle my thoughts a little bit and just kind of recap. I'm gonna close my eyes as I'm holding this coffee, the only that's warm. It's just been one hell of an evening, one hell of a day, really, and kind of recollect my thoughts. I just want to kind of I didn't meditate while I was in that place because I felt so off, right?
Yeah.
I didn't do any meditation, so I'm gonna kind of try to meditate here and just figure out shit in my head. It's just been so crazy this entire day that I kind of need to find the ground. You know what I'm saying?
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
So you can, sit there for about a half hour. You're probably going to be at a -2 penalty because of the environment. It's kind of noisy-ish. It's not the most comfortable of seats, things like that. So it's composure plus wits -2. Wits plus composure -2.
Sure.
You're looking for 4 successes.
Okay. 4 success. Are you getting like all in a row, or kind of like do multiple tries?
You only, every interval is 30 minutes, and I don't think you'd be able to maintain your concentration in a coffee shop for an hour. So,
Okay.
yeah, 2 successes. So you do successfully kind of center yourself there. You're not getting. You need 4 successes for a bonus, but you are successful in meditating. Like you are successful in kind of centering yourself, but not for the bonus.
Do I get any like visions or anything, or any like as I'm doing it? Like, do I feel anything or anything that kind of comes out at me or anything like that?
You feel more calm than you did. You know,
any of my like wolf bloodedness like kind of come out or anything, or
no?
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Sorry, you're gonna say?
Oh, yeah. This is a. You just feel, you know, the coffee's warm. You gotta focus on that, and you feel a little bit more relaxed, and you kind of end it when the waitress comes by, and you all right there, hun?
And is the coffee still warm after half an hour, or is it like now cold?
Well, it's certainly cooler. Yeah.
I'm like, cool. You wouldn't believe the day that I've had. Sorry.
Oh, tell me about it.
What do you have to? Yeah, I'm sure you've seen your fair share of crazy stuff in this place.
Mm-hmm.
What's your name?
Gladys.
Nice to meet you, Gladys. I'm Elliot.
Nice to meet you, Elliot. You want me to freshen that up?
Yeah, that'd be great. What do you have to eat? Do you have a menu that I can look at?
Sure. Right. And she just kind of goes back to the kitchen bar there and brings you a menu.
Okay. I look at it, and the first thing I see is a open-faced turkey sandwich.
All right. There you go.
And I'm going to order that.
All right. Cool.
Yeah. And I'm going to say thanks. Yeah, thank you very much. It's been crazy. Sorry, I'm kind of in a different space.
That's all right. That's all right. I'll be back with
I'm going to look around. Yeah, after she leaves, I'm going to look around a little bit and see if I notice anybody in the coffee shop. Do I see anybody? By any chance?
Nobody that you would recognize.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
I'm going to whip out my phone.
Yeah.
And I'm going to text Volkas.
Okay.
And I'm going to write, is Karen okay? Question mark.
And he says, you get a text back rather quickly. I don't know.
So she's missing.
Yes, you get the text back.
Any ideas of where she could be?
And the reply is, "Where are you?" Question mark.
And I'll send him the location of where I am.
All right, and he says, he says, "Stay there."
Okay, sounds good. I'm staying there.
And about 20 minutes later, Volkas walks through the door of the coffee shop.
Okay. I'm going to put my hand up so you can see where I'm sitting.
Yeah. And he turned to walk toward you even before you put your hand up, but he nods when you do. And he comes and sits down.
Okay.
And
can I get you a coffee?
Sure. Thanks.
I'm just going to wave to the bar, the waitress, and be like, kind of point like 2.
And she nods to you. Yeah.
Okay.
She brings over more coffee. And he orders what you're having.
Okay. Well, golden face sandwich.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. I know. They're the best. And things to order when in Chicago. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, you're thinking about it now. You're like, that's a pretty good idea.
I know.
Like an open
I'm
face.
salivating over here. It's just, yeah.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Yeah. And Volkas says, you were at the bookstore.
I was. And something happened.
What happened?
The female came in, as I mentioned. And she screamed or howled or something really loudly. And something changed in me. And I haven't been the same since. I'm sure you can smell it.
And he kind of gives a smell. He says, you smell different.
Mm-hmm. Do you know Jim from the library at the university?
Bloody Jim. Yeah.
What? Okay. He's just Jim for me, but okay. Yeah, he says I'm changing or something to that effect.
Maybe.
And
Bloody
it's
Jim's with
definitely,
the Slaughterhouse
scary.
5, he says.
right. Great rap group.
Not quite. They're a well-known group.
You also mentioned that there's a possibility that I might go insane from this.
He nods and sips his coffee. It's possible.
Do you have any, like, advice for that? Because I don't want to do that.
Don't go insane, he says. He says you
That
gotta,
sounds a little easier said than done.
well, it's all up to you whether or not you lose yourself.
How do you mean? How does one lose themselves?
By
In the
forgetting
music.
who you
At
are.
the moment.
I knew somebody was going to do that. I knew it.
Sorry. Hey, I almost pulled a DMX when you guys were talking about you call this a game. Anyways, regardless, continue. I was there.
Yeah, I'm really happy I was muted for a good chunk of this
Yeah,
session.
yeah, me too. I was just like, oh, this is coming.
I've been spitting water everywhere.
Yeah. Rest in peace, DMX. Rest in peace. Anyways, so
Yeah. He says
yes, Karen.
you have to
Go ahead.
find balance. You have to find harmony. Karen, I don't know where she went, but she wasn't among the bodies.
No, she ran for it. Too smart. Probably should have ran for it a little earlier. A little worse for wear.
Mm-hmm.
No pun intended, by the way, for that.
I don't know where she went, though. I lost her trail.
How does this lady keep finding me so easily? If I haven't seen her in like weeks, and all of a sudden or in days, and all of a sudden she pops up.
She won't be popping up anymore.
Oh, did you
He just kind of nods.
feel? Okay. Also, Jim told me something about yourself and about rats.
Mm-hmm.
What's
What did
going
he
on
say
with
about
that?
rats?
Basically, that you're some sort of like rat catcher. It sounds like.
And he kind
Am
of,
I?
he almost winces and turns his head to the side. Says,
Sorry, that's my interpretation. I'm not here to offend.
no,
What you do with your profession is what you do with your profession.
It's not my profession. And he just takes a drink. He says, I came to help a friend. She has visions. And my family is in Chicago, so I came to help her and look after my family. Unfortunately, it's my family that's caused me more work.
Aaron, you're referring to.
Yes. He says, you know, the rats are a bigger problem then Bloody Jim and the rest of the alphas realize they think it's beneath them to hunt them. But Broken Mirror, my friend, knows better. And I believe her now. The rats in Chinatown are a problem.
I was just in Chinatown. I just came from there.
And what were you doing there?
I was invited to this, like, what's it called? The
Pui Tak.
Pui Tak Center.
Yeah.
But there was all sorts of weird there. And my friends that I went with, like, their demeanors changed, and there was like, oh, I'm still wearing it. Look at this shit. They were like, made us wear like these fucking like dresses, almost like robes. It was pretty culty there.
He looks really stern at you. Don't go in there again.
What is it?
And
I didn't even know what I was getting into. They just invited me in there.
He lowers his voice and leans in close to you. Vampires.
What?
He nods.
Those are real?
And he looks at you. He just looks at like you're really asking me if things are real now, right? Like,
well, I don't know. Like, there's a lot of shit to take in today. It was just saying, but
yeah.
Okay. Vampires.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit. So then my friends that were kind of acting all weird, was like some type of mind control. Like, I don't know what vampires can do.
Well,
they were acting really, really weird.
Yeah. They can mess with you.
Okay.
They're leeches, and they need prey. Stay away from there. I've brought up the Pui Tak Center with Broken Mirror, but we don't know enough about them, and vampires have a way of making things difficult.
So are vampires with the rats then, is what you're saying?
Probably not.
'Cause they're... Oh, okay.
But we haven't had any rat issues in and around the Pui Tak Center. So
okay.
Whatever they're doing, they're taking care of that problem.
All right.
But have you felt any urges, tension, anything that might make you lose control?
I don't think so far. I've had a couple of run-ins with, like I said, it's been a very odd couple of days. Apparently I met with a mage at one point who kicked my ass. I met Jim, who apparently is part of this Slaughter 5. And then yourself, this Pui Tak thing. It's been a fucking day. But what I'm really concerned about is just Karen. I kind of worried where she could possibly gone to.
The only thing I can think of is that she hopped on a train.
I see.
I lost her scent.
Well,
and I lost it down near the the station. So.
Well, hopefully wherever she is, it's for the best.
I'm just happy that she's still alive.
Did you know she was also engaged with spirits?
Yes. Yes.
See.
We all are.
Yes. Oh. Okay. I just saw one when I was at that bookstore. That's all.
Spirit? What kind of spirit?
I can't remember exactly what kind of spirit. I literally can't remember what spirit it was.
Mm-hmm.
But she said she was trying to free it.
Oh. That was probably a ghost.
Yeah, it was a lady of some sort, if I recall.
There's a difference, you know. And he kind of leans back with his coffee a little bit more relaxed. There's a difference between spirits and ghosts.
And that is?
Spirits are a phenomenon of emotion and nature. But ghosts are the restless dead.
Is one more dangerous than the other?
Spirits are more dangerous, unless you find a very powerful ghost. But those are hard to come by, at least here. Spirits, however, spirits are more dangerous here. There's two cities. There's the city that we see here, and there's what we call the Hissel, the shadow. It's like this city, but based on feeling and emotion. An old building that had a particular significance might look newer and more present in the shadow than it does here. Whereas a brand new building that was just constructed might not even exist there. But everything's got a spirit. Everything. This table.
Like, oh.
The only thing that doesn't have spirits are humans.
Why is that? Don't they have like souls or whatever? I see that in like church and whatnot.
It's because they have souls.
Oh, souls are different.
Hmm.
Man.
But if you are wolf-blooded, then your spiritual side could manifest. If you are Uratha. If you're not, then you may very well not have one. You could just be related by blood now.
Okay. All right.
But
well, I guess that's the silver lining somewhere.
You shouldn't be wandering around alone, though.
Huh.
My pack could use you.
Oh?
Yes, and you could probably use our pack.
Okay.
Our youngest member, Mikey Wu, he just changed about a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have his head screwed on right. You have your head more screwed on right than he does. And you're not much younger than him. But you might be good for him, and he might help you navigate all this.
Okay. I'll give it a shot, whatever can help.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to lose myself, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Why don't you meet us at the restaurant tomorrow? And he writes it down on a napkin there. That one. For lunch.
Thanks.
I'll bring the rest.
Bring the rest?
Of the pack.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. I really appreciate your help.
I appreciate your help with Karen. I'm glad that you looked out for her.
Well, here's your meal.
Yeah. There you go. You guys continue to kibitz and drink coffee and whatnot.
Sounds good.
All right. Vinnie and Grayson, you guys receive message from Christopher on your phones that you see once you kind of look at your phone when you sit in your car.
I'll give him a call.
Okay. Vinnie?
Yeah, what does the message say?
I don't know. Christopher, what did you send them?
I thought it was something to the effect of when you guys are wrapped up at the Pui Tak Center, give me a shout.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, so I'll just text back, what's up?
Okay. Christopher, you get a text back, what's up, and then a phone call.
All right. I'm pretty sure I have to address the phone call first.
Yep.
So, I'll answer. Hello.
Hey, Christopher, it's Grayson.
Hey. Everything okay?
Not really. I think I may have punched Vinnie. Because I know he certainly punched me.
Oh, that was not. Okay, that wasn't the direction I was expecting that to go, like at all.
No, and it wasn't expected. I was expected because one moment I was explaining to him the situation because obviously, we went to the herbalist place to try to get to. It just sounds so weird to even talk about it.
Okay, an herbalist.
Well, it was an herbalist place, and in the back there was an individual who. Anyways, I won't go into the details there. But Vinnie had come along, and I don't think he kind of quite knew what was going on. So I tried to explain to him as best I could, and he said, "Yeah, sure," and just started walking off, and which was fine. I mean, and then the next thing I notice, I'm kind of regaining consciousness just as his fist is knocking me on my ass, and my own fist was already pretty sore. So I think I may have another episode.
I mean, connecting that dot from his perspective, it probably seemed like you just kind of hauled off and punched him in the face.
Yeah, I don't necessarily blame him for it.
What happened at this herbalist that's making your ghost or ghoul or onboard passenger lash out like this? Have you lashed out like this before?
This is only the third time I've known something like this to happen. Or wait, there's a moment. Remember when we first in the library when we first met Vincent and Elliot?
Yes.
And he kind of pushed the book into my chest. I had a very similar feeling, but I kind of repressed it at that time.
Maybe your ghost just doesn't like him.
Well, he kept calling for the spirit to come back to fight him, so probably not.
Oh.
Or ghost or whatever it is. Anyways, the person I was talking to said it's an especially powerful spirit. I think he said it wasn't a ghost, which makes sense given what we've learned. But we've got to research as to how to hurt it. So he's going to do research, and I'm going to do research. We're going to meet up tomorrow again at the same time and try to hash this out.
Well, I mean, as we have before, I'm happy to help you research, but I'm trying to piece this together. We went to the Pui Tak Center, and David has been made aware that you're having some sort of an issue with this presence.
Well, his Samantha contacted him on my behalf when I visited her yesterday.
And David was able to put you in touch with someone that lives in the back of an herbalist shop.
Well, I don't know that he lives there. He works there.
Okay.
At least,
someone that operates out the back of an herbalist shop.
Yeah, I mean, it is Chinatown. I mean, they have a lot of them here. Sorry, I'm being a little bit glib. I don't mean to.
I'm just trying to track the progression of events at this point.
Yeah. So we went in. Vincent came along. I sat down with the. I'm calling him an herbalist. He might not even be an herbalist himself. Maybe. But anyways, I sat down with him. I centered myself. But we couldn't do what needed to be done. So as I said, I've got to do my research. He's got to do his research. He did make a point that this is not for free. There's going to be a cost to it, and I get that. I mean, I'll pay what I need to, but I don't want to have to go through this continuously.
So okay. Does none of this, including the Pui Tak, seem odd to you? The sequence of events as you've described them.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I've never been to one of the. Listen, where are you? We should have this conversation not over the phone.
I sure we could meet at blah 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 blah. But I mean, you asked the question: is this weird? Of course it is. I mean, we're dealing with werewolves and spirits and Well,
that's kind of my point. Where does this
rat people and
where does this sect fit into that mosaic?
Whoa! What do you mean? What sect? What are you talking about? A sect? What?
The Pui Tak Center, which hosts the
It's not a sect. It's a community center, man.
no, that's not. Yes, the community center
Yeah.
hosts. What was the name of the sect there, Magnum?
The sect of
'Cause
Chao Zhenji.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah,
Yes.
I guess that is. I guess it is technically a sect, but I mean, it's just a way of,
Only insofar as they refer to them as a sect. Yeah.
it's a way of centering your mind. It's nothing nefarious. It's they
No,
find these kind of
but
spiritual things all the time, and
I need just do me a favor. Take a very critical half step back, okay? Because as
Right.
we just discussed, a mosaic of weird all around us, and now this group, which self-identifies as a sect, has come
Mhm.
forward and is quite readily offering services in support of the countering of this supernatural, so as to suggest that they were already familiar, if not already entangled in the supernatural.
Well, look, I mean, I don't doubt they probably are, and there's probably a lot
And
of people.
I'm not
Well,
making any accusations about
yeah.
what this is or what it does, because you would know that better than I would to this point, I think. But from my own experience, I'll be honest, I probably wouldn't have expected to have imbibed in a strange substance at the whim of a very attractive young woman.
Yeah,
But here we are.
Yeah, we are indeed. That was a cool experience, wasn't it? See, that's the thing. I mean, things have been kind of falling apart for me. This is the only thing that seems to at least give me some sense of importance in self, at least lately.
Is that
So thank God for that.
typically how again, correct me if I'm using the wrong terminology here. Is that typically how the rituals in the back go? Because at this point, I've only been up front where they host meditation and then we have a TED talk or a lecture.
Well, that's only the second time I've experienced it, but yeah, generally speaking.
What is that liquid?
I assume it's kind of a kind of a wine of some sort. I don't know. I mean, it's not bad tasting. It tastes fine. Like it's
Okay, but
obviously not poisonous or I don't think it's not. They're not trying to kill us.
but is it not odd to you that this
Dude,
substance wouldn't be readily identified?
I grew up Roman Catholic. We drank the blood and eat the body of Christ all the time. And this is just a part of their rituals. It's nothing nefarious.
Okay. Again, this is just
Yeah,
me
no, I
trying to
get it.
contextualize everything in
Just trying
front
to
of
make
us.
sense of it. I mean, maybe it's because I'm, and I just have my backgrounds in history and religion, so I maybe it's just more comfortable with these kind of more esoteric, sects.
Yeah, but it's interesting that you're not taking an objective stance on it. You're very immersed, and so and this is not to disparage your position or anything along those lines. It's just it's innately sort of non-academic.
Well, Samantha's my friend. She told me about it. We were able to experience. I was able to experience it. I really enjoyed it. I mean, it's a kind of a neat experience, and I mean, it's probably not for everybody, and certainly, I if somebody's not comfortable with it, then I don't think it's. I don't think they should be expected to participate in something that uncomfortable. I think Elliot was quite uncomfortable with it, so he probably doesn't want to go back there again.
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay. I'm just understand this is coming from a place of concern for your well-being, if that makes sense.
Well, I appreciate that. I'll say this. I mean, of all the things that are spinning out of control in my life right now, I think the Pui Tak Center and the sect are probably some of the only things that are keeping me kind of on the straight and narrow. I mean, given what I've gone through, it's enough to drive a person mad.
Okay. Well, I'm glad to hear that you have something going on beyond, of course, my consistent and as yet unwavering support of you. That's fine. Skate past that. And all right, when you want to sit down and throw some books around, you let me know. I think I have a message from someone else, but my phone is from 2007, so I don't know that it would be able to display more than one thing at a time.
What day is it, by the way?
It's
Yeah, I know you
Thursday,
told us at the
March
beginning.
16th,
Thursday, March 16th. Okay, looking at my
2006.
schedule.
So Christopher has a
Oh,
phone
sorry,
from the
2006, yeah.
future.
Yeah, that's me. Oh, right. We started in 2005. We moved to 2006. Okay.
Yeah. Phone is from 2007. Awesome.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm gonna look.
there's like vampires and werewolves and shit, so it makes sense that time travelers. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna look at my I'm gonna remember my schedule. Like, well, I've got tomorrow's actually, so it's Friday. It's actually my flex day, so I could actually start fairly early.
Okay. Well, I mean, I do have a job.
Yeah, no,
But we'll make it work.
yeah. Well, I mean, I could, if I could go to the, well, I don't know. We'll play it by ear a bit, but I'll meet you at the library after your work.
I will meet you at the library when I. Okay. Yeah. Sounds good.
Right.
All right. Good night.
Good night.
Then I will retrieve my message, discover it's from Vinnie, and then I don't know, ask if he's all right. I don't know how best to approach Vinnie, to be honest.
Well, you've approached him with a text.
Yeah.
Vinny, you receive a text asking if you're okay.
Yeah, I just want to send the message back, and just say Grayson is fucked.
And I'll respond with he's been dealing with some stuff. I mean, I don't think that outburst was something he might have had control over.
Is this over message or are you calling him?
I should probably call him. There's
cool.
so many buttons.
All right. So you've called and you can continue the conversation. There you go.
Yeah. I don't think this is something that he can actively control. This is not, from what he said, the first outburst he's been dealing with. I mean, that doesn't make it any better, but I mean, context.
When has he had some other outbursts?
I mean, honestly, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave you to ask him that question, based on, what he's comfortable answering.
Well, when I was talking to the thing that possessed him, because he started calling me out.
Mhm.
He said we're gonna need his help, basically, to deal with all this stuff that we've been dealing with. I'm assuming with Mason. Elliot showed up the other day and he was all beat to shit. I don't know what happened to him. But do we really want Grayson to get rid of this thing that's inside him if it can help us?
Well, I don't.
Let's be honest. Grayson won't be that useful at all if it's coming down to
on the physical side
dealing
of it.
With Mason.
On the physical side of it, no, I wouldn't expect really any of us to be overly useful. As far as Mason goes, I mean, this is where Grayson kind of shines. We were able to, and this sounds ridiculous, pick apart the fact that he is some sort of a user or practitioner of, and this sounds ridiculous, magic. Now, we happen to get that information confirmed by David, of all people, but...
Well, yeah, I was there when we were talking to David.
Yeah, but Grayson and I had drawn to this conclusion already.
But what I'm saying is that if there's a supernatural thing that's using magic,
mm-hmm.
do we not want a supernatural thing that could potentially be helping us. All I'm saying is that if we keep this thing inside Grayson, maybe we figure out how to call it out and put it back in the box when we want to. And we kind of control Grayson and manipulate it that way. That might be helpful.
I mean, you're assuming this thing has the capacity to be helpful.
Well,
I'll be honest, in that position, that's the first thing I'd say.
I mean, he called me out,
Mm-hmm.
punched me in the face.
Mm-hmm.
I punched him back, and apparently that got Grayson back. I'm wondering if I didn't punch him and kept having a conversation with him.
I mean, more information is better information, but I don't trust this thing.
Well, I think I need to get more time talking to him. I don't know. I gotta find a way to prevent Grayson from coming back to Chinatown tomorrow night.
Well, that's, I mean,
Because the spirit or whatever it was that was inside him said that if we get him out of Grayson, then we're going to be in a whole lot more trouble too.
so there's someone in Chinatown trying to help Grayson, I guess, exorcise this spirit demon entity. And you guys met this person through David?
Through David Wei. Yeah, David Wei walked, basically let him in. I just kind of followed. And then I was asked to leave, and it was just Grayson and this old guy who was in there.
And does this seem like legit, or are they just kind of rinsing Grayson for whatever money they can?
I don't know, but if it was a thing, if it's legit or not, do we really want Grayson to go? That's what I'm saying.
Well, I'm kind of taking it in a different direction. Like, I don't have a good read on David, on the Pui Tak, on the sect in general. I don't... Like, this is the first, I guess, behind-the-scenes ritual that I've seen. I don't understand a whole lot of what's going on. A lot of it seems very strange, I'll be honest. Like, what's your read on it at this point?
Well, did you drink from that cup?
Yeah. Which is itself sort of a weird
And
rabbit hole of questions.
what did you find when you did that?
I mean, there was a component of exhilaration about it, sure.
Was that not a good feeling?
Yeah, but good feelings aren't always good for you. I'm pretty sure like psychedelics and drugs are known for similar effects.
Well, that's just gonna be on you.
Yeah.
Whatever you think you need to do. But I think we need to prevent Grayson from going back to that back to get that demon or whatever it is exorcised.
I'll be honest, I don't know anything about that one way or the other. I don't know. On the face of it, if this were any other week, I'd look at that and say that they were just scamming them for money. But I can't go one way or the other because I wasn't there.
Maybe you take that approach that they're scamming them for money and that they can't do it.
I mean, on the face of it, that's how I would read it. But again, I don't even know what to think anymore with all this shit we've seen.
Are you getting together with Grayson tomorrow?
Yeah. I'm gonna give him a hand trying to figure some stuff out about this entity, which I think is not a bad way to go.
Like the thing that's has him possessed?
Yeah,
Do you mean?
yeah.
Well, you should help me out so that he doesn't find anything.
Well, that's the thing. I'd rather we find out, and this is one of those. This is one of those I can't really do it without Grayson.
All right.
All right. Well, again, for what it is, I mean, I'm sorry it apparently came to blows. That's, I mean, something I wouldn't have expected, but yeah.
Well, hey, like I said, if it was supernatural,
Hmm.
and if that really wasn't Grayson, if that's what you're telling me, because I trust more of you than what Grayson says.
Well,
And
again, full
Elliot,
disclosure, I've not seen any of these outbursts out of him myself, but I was there when this kicked off, and there's no way I can explain that. That's all sorts of fucked up.
well, and if Elliot got beaten up by something supernatural, if you're thinking what's going on at the Pui Tak Center, I mean, we saw what happened to Albert.
Hmm.
I don't know. Maybe we need a little bit of supernatural on our side, so we should keep that spirit in the box.
That's
Keep
something
it
to
inside Grayson.
that's something to think about, I guess. Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, yeah. Have a good night, I guess.
Yeah. Talk to you.
See you.
All right. And so you all head your separate ways, and you head home for the evening, and rest your heads, and try to collect yourselves after a very eventful day. And that's where we will leave it off for this chapter. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for subscribing if you have. If you haven't, please hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to be notified of the new episodes, and leave comments below. I'm here with Dark Templar, Vahilo, Teku, and Golgotha. And this is Magnum Pi, and we are Initiative Zero. Good night.